on. Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like the content we're putting out, hit like, subscribe, share, let everybody know. And we got something super important because it's about to be hail season all across the country. Welcome, my claims manager, Chris Barrientos, to the show. Chris,
Hello, everyone. How we doing today?
doing great, man. You?
I'm doing amazing, Taylor. I'm doing amazing.
Awesome.
Um,
What are we going
I'm
to talk
glad.
about
I'm
today?
really glad to talk about this topic because I'm kind of a nerd. I want to figure out more and more
Yeah,
about how like this damages properties,
you
and
are a nerd. So am I.
it's okay though. But it's just really interesting to me. Um, like Denver, obviously, Colorado, how some markets are prone to more hail damage than others.
Right.
And like, let's say, well, I just don't want to just throw it in here, the states, but we can go into the scientific part of it.
Sure.
We're not scientists, but just like the basics, kind of I don't know, Taylor, just kind of just a real just basic, like you're speaking to a 1 year old,
Yeah.
why these states are a little bit more prone than others.
Yeah, it's all about the differential of heat from the ground and heat of the air. As simple as that. So in Colorado, the hail damage or the storm damage that we experience is directly related to the jet stream that's coming from the west all the way across the country, and then the hot air, warm air coming up from the Gulf that hits the jet stream. Cold air, hot air, they combine and it creates major instability in the atmosphere. And with that instability, okay, creates all sorts of stuff. And it's usually the heat from the ground plus the air, hot air, cold air mix that then creates an unstable environment for hail or tornadoes or thunderstorms and or lightning, all of these things to occur. And so we always talk about, especially in the summer, be weather aware. And in Colorado, you just look west and you can see what's coming. And usually in the afternoon, we get storms that are directly related to exactly what I just talked about. And the interesting thing about hail is it's just a raindrop that falls that gets then recirculated because it's lighter than the pressure of the air pulling it back up, and it just goes up. And if you've ever seen like a cut from the side, I forgot the specific term for that, um, you can see all of the amount of swirls and or layers of rain that basically it fell, got picked back up, went back into the environment or atmosphere, came back down, and it just does that over and over and over again and just gets another layer of water wrapped around it until it gets heavier than the uplift that then it falls to the ground.
Huh. And I didn't
Yeah.
mean to put you in the spot like that. That was a very, very good job. I'm gonna start calling you Professor Xavier. So nice work, my friend. Thanks
Dude,
for
I
explaining it
blacked
to
out like Frank the Tank and I just said some stuff. I have no idea what I said, but
us.
hopefully it was good. But yeah, so ultimately that's what happens. And in Colorado specifically, versus say Texas that also gets really large hail. Texas gets large hail and sometimes it's really dense and can do a lot of damage. Other times I've seen 3 inch hail in Texas splatter on the ground and just frickin' break apart and it's mushy, even though it's 3 inch
Mm.
hail. That doesn't really happen in Colorado because we're at higher elevation. It gets colder and freezes quicker. And so it's really dense. And so with that density of hail also comes velocity, right? And I don't know the exact numbers. We could look it up, but say you have 1 3/4 inch hail and then you have 2.5 inch hail. Even though 2.5 inch hail isn't double 1 3/4 or 1.5, it does way more damage because the velocity at which it falls from the sky is way more powerful and destructive than say 1.5 or 1 3/4 inch hail. And so it's
Interesting.
not just like, so we'll just say 1.5 inch hail to 3 inch hail. That 3 inch hail does way more than twice the damage because of all of these things. And so the reason that we're bringing all this up, and then Chris, I'll let you interject, is we want you guys to be weather aware and understand what's going to happen when the hail season comes to Colorado or Texas or Oklahoma or Minnesota, all these different states that we're licensed in, because it can directly impact your life, your vehicle, your plants, your house. Chris, what have you seen with all this destructive hail that the claims that we get, like, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I think that one big thing I see is the emotional toll it plays on people. I think that's
Yeah,
a huge one because sometimes there's so much damage and these insureds, just they're losing a lot and then they have to go through this whole process of going against the insurance company. And then when they don't get, basically things recovered or the insurance company isn't paying what it should be paying for, it's like, come on, man. I make my monthly premiums. Perfect example. Client's been there for 35 years. I'm not going to mention the insurance company. 35 years. Never had a claim. Filed a claim. We looked at it, clear hail damage.
yeah.
And nope, doesn't look like hail to us, wear and tear, whatever they want to put out there. So there's so many different things that I just see, and I'm so immune to it. When I first started, Taylor can attest to this too. I see like what they call like a partial denial letter because of these reasons. Like, Taylor, what are we doing, man? How do we fix this? Now it's like, okay, they're going to say the same things over and over again.
Right.
So it is what it is. And then we just keep fighting. But another thing I wanted to bring up, especially since we handle some large loss claims, commercial claims, is the business interruption. I mean, that can be
Yeah.
detrimental to your business too.
Right.
And I mean, if that thing has to shut down, you know what? I mean, you got to have someone on your side that can fight for you. And we've done that. We've been able to recover those business expenses, possible future incomes. I mean, this is our profession. This is what
Right.
we do. So,
That's a great point, Chris, that most people don't think about, and I didn't think about till just now when you said that, but we worked on a hotel in Wyoming. It's a national hotel chain that you would definitely know if I said the name of the hotel. But this is the thing, okay, is they had such big devastating hail. They are up the, front range like we are in Colorado here in Denver,
mhm.
Wyoming and Cheyenne and those places. It's what happened was there was such devastating hail that came and hit the property and the building that it opened up a ton of holes in the roof, the roofing membrane, and then the water from that hail caused opening destroyed, I would say, like 80% of the rooms to the point where they had to replace carpet, they had to replace furniture, mattresses. Sometimes the damage from the water entering the building from these hail-caused openings was destroying the tile in the bathrooms. Like, it was so bad. And guess what? He had business interruption. He couldn't even let people stay at the hotel because they were scared of all sorts of things that might happen and that what they couldn't see in the walls, right? So business interruption is one big thing that you want to make sure you have coverage in your policy for these large loss commercial claims because that can be detrimental to your business. If you don't have that, it could put you out of business. And it's sad to see, and we see everything. I've been doing this going on 11 years, and I've seen a ton, hundreds and hundreds, probably close to 1,000 claims. And if you don't have the right coverage, you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the sad part. That really is.
Yeah,
And, especially when you put everything into your business, you want it to be successful.
yeah,
You're relying on that agent to give you a great policy or whatever policy is going to be right for your situation. And all of a sudden something strikes, you didn't have the right coverage, and then poof, we've seen it firsthand, and it's not
yeah.
fun. So,
It's not fun.
uh,
And to your point, insureds shouldn't have to fight for the rights in their policy. The insurance company should pay that. But we all know, you and I, in our industry, if people are contacting us, it's not because it's going great. And so I
mhm,
just encourage you, be weather aware. Okay.
mhm,
If you see anywhere on the radar saying 1 inch hail or larger, try to protect your investments as best as you possibly can because 1 inch hail in Colorado, with the density of how cold it is at the velocity that's going to fall, it's crazy. And so this is one thing, and then we can move on. Is kickers, field goal kickers in Colorado can kick it further. Baseball pitchers can pitch it faster, and it's because the air is thinner. And so that also actually applies to the hail that falls, right? Since the air is thinner, it actually flies faster, and it's crazy.
hmm,
Most people don't think about it, but trust me, we've seen a lot of different things happening and the damage that it can cause. So be weather aware. And
hmm.
if you have a commercial or industrial or medical building claim, contact us today, bellatorclaims.com. Let us know how we can help you. and get you back to pre-loss condition. Chris, last word, my friend.
Last word, I just want to give a little tidbit, if you will.
I will. Go ahead.
The largest recorded hail was 8 inches in diameter, roughly the size of a volleyball, weighing
Whoa.
almost 2 pounds.
Dang.
Now imagine this happened actually in South Dakota. Imagine if this thing hit Colorado. I
Dang.
mean, it doesn't matter what kind of roof you have on your commercial building.
Definitely.
This is going all the way through the basement. So,
Dude, that is insane. That is so big. I can't
yeah.
imagine, right? So anyhow, let's see actually see. I don't know why I have this on my desk, but I do. Roughly, that is how big in diameter that piece of
Yeah.
hail was. That's insane.
I
So
mean, we're talking 2.25 pounds. That's more than I can, lift on the bench right now. So, I mean, that's just crazy.
be safe out there, everybody. Also, Chris, you need to work out more.
I definitely do. We need to get to 5 pounds.
Five
Baby
pounds.
steps.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. If you like the content, please share it, please subscribe, and tell your friends about it because the more people we can make aware of our services, the more people understand that Bellator Claims fights for you against the insurance company to make sure you get fully and fairly paid with reasonable damage and a great policy. So contact us today, bellatorclaims.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.